Okay, D, time to trauma dump on me. I can take it. Or you can give me some time to look for a crane. It might be in the birdcage.
D!
Oh, Ashley.
Are you alright? You disappeared so suddenly, I didn't know what was going on.
The moment I heard your dad's voice, I felt like I was about to remember something. Next thing I knew, I was here. It's like I was summoned.
But why?
I remembered something. I stayed in this room with Father when I visited.
Really?
Wells brought a painting in that day. And he hung it here. He said Uncle Henry painted me. It made me so happy. I couldn't stop staring at it. But then Father's mood got worse and worse, and he kept drinking too. I was so sad to see him like that. So I left. I came back a little while later, and that's when I saw it.
Where was the other brother that
Thomas,
was drinking?
why?
Were they both just drunks?
Father?
Father was killed. Here, in the Silver Bird room.
Killed? Let me think about that. What does he mean by killed?
Killed? You mean your father was murdered here?
Yes. That's where Father lay as he died.
So that stain on the ground.
It's not chilly after all.
I saw it happen. Father was on the floor, covered in blood. I remember a man standing next to him. There was such shock on his face as he looked at me. I can picture him now. It was Uncle Henry.
Who would have thought?
What? So Henry killed Thomas? His own brother?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dee. Why would he? How could he kill his own family? My mom was killed in the same way. Someone shot her. So I guess that's another thing you and I have in common. Dee?
Yeah.
Unless she was gonna, say something like, I guess crying's good.
Ashley?
Get the emotions from the connections, from the deaths.
Thank you for finding me.
That's cute.
Now let's go find Jessica.
Okay.
What, is there gonna be like a key to a lab in here? Table the size with just a single glass on it. I bet it's been sitting there forever. That's the way I came in? Yeah. No bonus door. Crazy cobweb, crazy crane. A fan after 60 years? What is that? What are you saying to me? Thomas, an aspiring novelist, had several books published after leaving the island. Most of them were not received very well, but the detective novels he wrote under the pen name David Shields seemed to do fairly well. They were published in paperback. But they were far from bestsellers. More than a few of his volumes were cancelled before they were even completed. Thomas never gained notoriety as an author. I only learned of him after coming here. However, as I read one of his novels, I became captivated by his prose. And now I can say I've read nearly all of his work, and I can be found... all of his works that can be found here in the mansion. Thomas passed away at age 36 after completing a long-form autobiography. Can't help but wonder what sort of adventures Detective Kyle Hyde would have gotten up to had Thomas lived longer. That was everything, right? Yeah. Just wanted to double check. Okay, and then the rest should just be in that room, and then 2 down in the lab with another. So this is where he was shot. Where were you watching from? Were you just watching from the front door, D?
D.
So this is what D looked like when he was alive. He's wearing a necktie, and he looks kind of nervous. Dude, D, only nerds wear neckties, so I'm sorry to say you're a nerd, dude. There's a typewriter on the desk.
This looks like it's seen some use.
That was Father's. He used to carry it with him in a big case.
There's a paper stuck in there. Wonder what's written on it.
Well, I guess we solved the mystery of why it happened. Upon my death, Thomas Edward is to inherit the entirety of my estate. Lawrence Edward.
This looks like Lawrence's will. Seems like a pretty important document. Why was it left stuck in Thomas's typewriter like this?
Seems like a weird way to write a will. There could just be nothing I need in here. Maybe Dee'll just know how to unlock a... It's got that blood.
This is...
Father.
I was gonna say, hope it's not Jessica's blood. Birdcage has fallen over. What if they had a hummingbird in there? I'd imagine that's probably not very healthy for a hummingbird. They need to, like, move forever and... Jessica?
What's wrong?
Is she in the basement?
I thought I heard a voice.
Really? Was it my dad?
No. It was a woman's voice.
Wait a sec. Where was the voice coming from?
It came from below us.
Jessica? You gonna tell me that he's not my real dad, please? I couldn't have been so, like, cocksure of myself and for this to be wrong?
Definitely coming from here.
Is anyone there?
Like, what if I'm wrong?
Please, someone.
Is that... Now what? It won't open. There must be a key to it somewhere.
Ashley.
I remember now, this is the wine cellar. My father would come here to find something to drink.
Oh.
He had to open the door somehow, so he must have had the key on him.
Maybe.
So maybe the key is still in the Silver Bird room. I probably could have found that if I looked a little bit more in there, but... my, like, quick look, I definitely didn't see it. Would have thought maybe it would have been at, like, the typewriter. Maybe he dropped it on his bloodstain. In the shelf. Maybe I'm blind? In the blood. Oh, probably here. I definitely didn't see that. Can you see it from here? Yeah, you can. It's a pretty, inconspicuous key.
Hey.
Hey, Dee, is this the key we need? I hope so. Yeah, Ashley, that's the key to the wine cellar. Good job, Ash. So we can use this to open the door we found earlier. Nice. Fantastic. Get me out of here. I just want to find Jessica so she can tell me who's Bill and who's Dad. I need to know now. What if I'm wrong? What if I've gone all this time being wrong? Couldn't live with myself. Jessica! I got your glasses.
Jessica! Jessica!
Yeah, saving would be good. Imagine if we just waited the whole day until Captain showed back up and said, hey, she still hasn't shown up. I think she might be in danger. Then we wouldn't have had to solve so many puzzles, because then he could have gotten the police involved. Secret of the Edward family.
Jessica!
Ashley.
Are you okay?
I think so. But I'm dizzy. Everything is foggy.
It's because you don't have your glasses
I'm
on,
so
silly.
Sorry I let you go alone. It was selfish. This is all my fault. Are you hurt?
No, I'm okay. I'm so glad you're safe.
Jessica has, like... Is Jessica wearing the necklace that Mom
No
had?
good.
Or is it a different necklace? Is she actually Mom in disguise?
Thanks.
Oh, I wasn't able to do it
outside.
myself.
I was so worried about you.
Everything suddenly
I mean,
went
Mom
dark.
didn't wear glasses.
I must have been knocked out.
I think that's a different necklace.
When I came to, I was handcuffed.
I'm thinking there's twists all over the goddamn place.
That's horrible. Who would do something like that?
Bill.
Tell me his hair color.
Bill did this?
Describe
You
how
know
Bill
about
looks.
him?
Dad told me.
You met your father?
Yeah,
Can we...
he told me a little.
Jessica, can you, like,
He was
have
my
a picture?
assistant and is absolutely brilliant. But he betrayed me. He tried to steal the research we did on this island.
Bill tried to steal another?
You knew Bill too?
I did. He used to work with Richard.
I could never forget his
I never expected him
golden
to turn
blonde
up here.
locks.
I ran into him right after I left you. He said that he'd take me to Richard. I shouldn't have trusted him.
I mean,
He knocked me out somehow once we got to the mansion.
somehow.
I had no idea. But wait. Dad said he caught Bill.
Regardless, I'm so glad you finally met Richard.
Yeah. I found him. I asked him about another. And about Mom.
He told you what happened?
Yeah. We talked about it.
Got a lot of stuff to go on about.
So that's my dad, huh?
What do you mean? Where is he?
I was with him earlier. But he went off to do something else.
Do something else? He left you alone?
Yeah, see, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
Ashley.
He said he had to go start another.
It's not adding up.
Jessica,
I know she doesn't know her dad, so...
about Dad, he definitely cares way more about his research than us.
It's understandable that Ashley
That's
wouldn't
not-
have thought anything
He said so.
different.
He told me he has to finish another. For Mom.
Richard said that. Really?
Yeah.
Another one.
Did you know about another?
You know, the anime.
Not really.
I love the umbrella
Your
scene.
father mentioned it a few times. Something about using it to save people from painful memories.
Yeah, he told me that too. He said Bill stole the keys he needs to start it. So, we split up. I went looking for the keys while he looked for you. But he clearly didn't find you.
Ashley.
To be fair, he did send Ashley to the wing where Jessica was, so that I could actually understand
I
him not
found a
finding her.
newspaper article about what happened to Mom. It said Dad was a suspect. You know the dream I always have? It's about the night Mom was murdered.
Oh, Ashley.
That's why, isn't it? That's why you never talked about Mom or another.
You're right.
Hey, listen, it's just, I didn't care for the ending of it. It just felt kind of like they had to wrap it up quickly, and it kind of ruined the experience. But you know, the deaths were pretty fun. I liked the thing when they left town. That was a pretty cool thing. Anyways, a suspect?
Why was Dad a suspect?
Listen to me. Richard found Sayoko that night. And because he was at the scene of the crime, he was a suspect.
Right.
He kept telling them he was innocent, and with no other evidence, they released him. They couldn't find another lead, so the case went unsolved. The false accusations devastated
I mean, that doesn't
Richard.
look like the blonde
I
guy too,
confronted
so...
him as soon as he was released from custody. I asked outright if he killed Sayoko.
And he
looked
said,
me
haha, you
right
caught
in
me.
the eyes and answered without a hint of guilt. He said, absolutely not.
And that was enough evidence for me.
He told me that too. That he didn't kill her. But
What is it?
he didn't look me in the eyes. It's hard to trust someone who acts like that.
Oh, sweetheart.
I'm just over all this. He isn't my dad.
He isn't.
Can't we both just leave here? Together? I'll get those cuffs off you as soon as I can.
But first
There's
I need to
gotta be
look.
something
There's
I
probably a
can use
swan in
around
here.
here.
I don't know why I said swan. A crane?
Ashley, wait.
Origami?
Please, give Richard one more chance. He can help.
Why should I?
At the very least, he can get me out of these handcuffs.
But what about you? I can't leave you here. I just found you.
I'll be fine. Now go.
No, I don't trust.
I do. Please, Ashley. Believe in him. He's my older brother. And your father. Okay?
But I. Ugh. Okay.
And once we get out of here, we'll go home. The three of us.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Dee was
You'll
also
be
here.
safe here, right? I'll be right back with Dad.
Maybe I'm not allowed back in the basement.
Yes, I'll be fine. Sayoko, protect her. Please.
I think Sayoko's like necklace was very striking
I'm
in
so
the
glad you found
flashbacks.
Jessica.
Me
I don't know.
too,
I
but
would have thought it would
I
have
don't
been
think she
important, but
could
it probably
see you.
isn't.
She's an adult. I'm used to it by now.
So, like, are we just gonna, like,
Yes.
roll with the fact that
More
kids can see
importantly,
ghosts, or
We
what?
can't let our guard down.
You're right. I can't believe Bill did that to Jessica. But I'll worry about it later. We need to find my dad. Where could he have gone? I think he was heading toward the courtyard.
I want to see if I can go back to the basement. Alright, good. Because it would be wild to not, like, check in. I get her being trapped in here still is just, you know, obviously she's not going to come with us. I'll get you out of here, Jessica. But first I need to see if I'm in a crane room. Oh, look at that cute little picture. Let's actually look at... Before I try too hard to look for this. Okay. Let's leave then. I appreciate that we can come down here. I mean, I would assume still that the DAS could probably get us in there. Like, what else could we possibly find that wouldn't have been in the room already? It's been a long day. Oh, and it is climbing up.
No good. It's locked.
Ashley, look. There's a ladder on the other side of the door.
You're right. Where do you think it leads?
Up.
That's the door to my great-grandfather's room.
Okay. That can be used here. Oh, let's try to assess. Oh, there's a bridge. Oh, right. They wouldn't let me go through those doors before. They just said, nah, I don't really feel like it. Definitely don't think a key would be in there. Yeah, that really will do the trick, won't it? I forgot. That's a little lame. Like, I don't know. You could have just had the connecting bridge key in the wine cellar. I think that would have been fine. Unlock this just so I can feel good about it.
Oh.
I can unlock it from the side.
All right.
It opened. Even you could just have Jessica have the key.
How can we open it? This design.
The
Oh,
other
I
room's
was
doors
right.
had one bird, but this one has two.
Yeah. 2 birds holding a silver and gold clover in their beaks.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Maybe the key to this room is...
Yeah. It was very suspicious, and we're basically almost done with the game, and now we got combining items. This one, oop, nope, I know, I got a little too carried away, I didn't press the right buttons. Combine with the silver one.
Yes!
2 keys combined into 1. Nice.
Yes!
Yes! Now get me in there. There's a origami in here and I need it. Oh, this is a fancy room.
Whoa, check out the view.
Where's the ladder? Shouldn't it lead to this room?
What's wrong, Dee?
This is my great-grandfather, Uncle Henry, and my father.
Grandfather, do you know who I am?
I remember. My father brought me here. My great-grandfather was asleep in the bed. He was sleeping so peacefully. But as we got closer, he opened his eyes and looked at us. He smiled, but it was sad. Father took his hand and squeezed it. He was crying. That was the first time I ever saw him cry.
Oh, Dee.
We have to track down your dad.
Yeah. Where's the ladder we can take back down?
Where's the crane? What if it's like outside of a window? I mean, I think it would have been like under this desk. Yeah, it's right there. Probably have to solve a puzzle to actually do it, but I believe the crane was up here. Portrait's title is displayed beneath it. The two returned from war. Wonder how long it's been since this fireplace was used. I wanted to see the picture of the kids. It's covered in cobwebs. It's gonna be such a pain for whoever wants to use it next. This is a pretty fancy room. I would have loved to have a room this fancy. Zoetrope, round device made of tin, sits on a table.
Wait.
What's this, some kind of stand? That's a zoetrope. I don't even know if that's how it's pronounced. What's it? They were invented a long time ago, long before I was born. It's like the movies. The picture inside moves when it spins. How does it work? You look at it and you spin it. Spin the outside with your hand and look at it through the slit on the side. I'll give it a try. I was gonna say I can't really get a good look at it, but it looks like it's just birds at a fountain. Kind of a boring zoetrope if you ask me.
Huh.
Well, that's pretty cool. It really looked like it was moving. Moving pictures are so much fun. I used to love this thing. Guess inventions like this led to the creation of movies. Really? Wow, I had no idea. You won't believe what movies actually are, Ashley. How do you know all this stuff? It's great. Well, I always wanted to be a filmmaker when I grew up. That was my dream. But now I'm dead. Oh, sorry, Dee. Yeah, so actually movies are just a bunch of pictures moving really quick. This is a movie projector, right? What sort of movies could your great-grandfather even watch on this thing? Probably like a train coming at him fast. Huh?
Wow.
They're playing with the old pigskin. Actually, almost looked like a
Ashley.
basketball. I just remembered something. After my great-grandfather died, my father showed me something with this. Huh?
Hey.
It was some old footage. It was shots of my father and Uncle Henry playing together as kids. The two of them together.
By the way,
Seemed like it made him sad for some reason.
Dee.
I get that. You know, after the whole killing thing, they probably had some animosity towards each other. I don't mean like they only had animosity after he was killed. I mean like, obviously there was something that was pent up.
yeah.
Is this a screen? Yeah, my great-grandfather would watch this in bed. He had such a nostalgic look on his face when he did.
Huh.
I wonder what he'd watch. Imagine that, needing a bed. What was it? That's like 60s or something? Lawrence's room. Needing a projector like for your bed instead of a TV in your bedroom. The musician scanned. He was a musician? Can't imagine there's really anything else for us to do in here besides just finding the ladder. Lawrence had one child, a son named Leonard. Lawrence tried to establish him as a successor, but whether due to a difference in values or something else entirely, Leonard refused to take over the family business. Instead, he chose to leave home and pursue a career as a musician. There was no word on Leonard's whereabouts for a long time. Then one day, he sent his father a letter telling him that he married a woman he met in a bar. Lawrence resented the fact he had not approved of the marriage, so he refused to see his son. They lost touch again after this. Several years passed, and Lawrence received another letter from Leonard. He had two sons by then, Henry and Thomas. Although Lawrence finally agreed to see his son, it was too late. Leonard became sick during an epidemic and passed away at age 30. A thought occurred to me as I learned of these two, and how they couldn't connect with one another. In order for a child to understand the motivations of a parent who loses themselves in their work, it may be necessary for the child to grow up and become a parent themselves. I wonder if my father thought about Jessica and me as he worked, the same way Ashley occupies my thoughts as I continue my work on Another. I guess that makes sense then why Leonard was barely involved with this whole, like, plot. I really expected Dee to get replaced by the portrait of him, just so you know, connect with all the other portraits here. I wonder if there was a way to get pictures of Leonard and Maria. I might have just not looked at pictures. Although there was one of... Well, I think I found the picture of Leonard. Title under the painting reads, My Son Leonard. My son Leonard? This must be Lawrence's son. What? That's wild. Must have kept this painting close by so that he could always feel his son's presence. Yeah, I feel like I had to have missed. Probably in the room that we had gotten the letter from. I don't think it's really worth going back to look for it. I wanted to use the projector. I want to watch the movies. That book looked important. It's not. Is there anything I can interact with up here? Yes. The book is important, just from a different angle. There's an old notebook. There's something written in the notebook. 48. I feel my time drawing near. I've decided to record my thoughts while I'm still able to grasp a pen. Today I recall a day from 32 years ago, the day I first held Henry and Thomas in my arms. That was also the day I received a letter of reconciliation from my son Leonard, who left home after projecting the life I desired for him. Rejecting. This has all been one session. I'm kind of tired. The two young children, Henry and Thomas, appeared while I was caught in a maelstrom of grief and regret. I had just been informed of Leonard's sudden death. Yet I will never forget the innocent smiles they wore that day. I resolved then and there to raise Henry and Thomas myself. I loved them more than I had loved anyone before. I wished only for their lives to be filled with joy, and fulfilling that wish became my sole purpose. Henry and Thomas were like a pair of birds who delivered joy to my life. My wish was heard, both boys growing up healthy and with love for one another. Before long, they sought to fulfill wishes of their own, each choosing a path that drew them from the nest. Henry wished to be an artist, Thomas a novelist. I found myself alone in the mansion, yet still wishing for nothing but their happiness. However, as the two began their journeys down their respective paths, my wish was completely and utterly crushed by upheaval of the time. The world was cast into war, and the two were sent to this bitter battlefield. To add insult to injury, this was also when the gold mine withered to nothing. No longer able to support even me alone, powerless, I prayed for the war to end, and for the safe return of my beloved Henry and Thomas. When news of the war's end finally came and the boys returned to me, they were different. My 2 birds had been hurt. It was as if their wings had been clipped. Henry had lost his right arm, so could no longer hold a paintbrush, and Thomas had lost his heart, and with it his ability to trust. I held the tired, wounded pair in my arms, and I cried. I was reminded of 32 years prior, when I held them for the first time. I prayed that the scars on their body and hearts might heal as soon as possible, but now, I wonder if my actions from that point on were right. I once again find myself navigating sorrow and regret, just as I did when Leonard passed. Only now there are no innocent faces to be found, no birds to ease these feelings.
This is...
Sounds rough.
Great-grandfather.
And there's the actual will.
Huh.
There's something sticking between... Henry! Letter what is sent here from someone. Upon my death, Henry is to inherit the entirety of my estate. Well, I mean, obviously, Thomas's will in Thomas's typewriter is suspicious, so that makes sense.
This is...
Lawrence's will. He even signed it. See, that means it's more official. My great-grandfather's will... Yeah. It says that the heir to his inheritance is Henry?
But that means...
So that means the will we found in the Silver Bird room.
Okay.
My father must have written that himself.
Huh?
Ah. I was gonna say something about that earlier, but I kind of thought that the, like, thread of D's stuff was over. So I was like, maybe it's just nothing. Maybe, I don't know. Could Lawrence have asked Thomas to write the will? But that makes sense. Doors? It won't open. It won't open. Okay, let's just get out. Hold on, is this a trap door? That ladder we saw before must be under it. Oh, I gotta solve a puzzle. Won't budge with that desk in the way. The desk is on like a track. What can I do? Push the desk. It won't open. It won't open. I feel like these drawers are not going to be what I need. Never mind. Glad I found that one. Oh, there's something weird built into the drawer.
This is it.
Try moving it. I have to, like, look at that again. I'm not going to be able to just guess this. I know exactly what I need to find. I'm sure there's some sort of mechanism to it. Can I could probably look at it from the passageway here, right? If we're going out here, what can I remember exactly what room it was that had... I think it was the golden... probably the parents' room. Was that like a different letter that I missed? Yeah, let's go back there for a minute. Let's get distracted a smidge bit. Because I do like filling out the portraits on everything. I feel like it just has to be a picture that I miss, unless if the letter in their room is something. That was Franny. It's probably just in their room. If it's not here, I'm not going to bother looking around like every other room. No, it's just that letter. I don't see any real pictures. In the, I mean, again, there was that one picture that was in, like, I don't remember what room. There was a picture of a woman before, but it never, like, filled anything out. I don't remember where it was, though. It was definitely somewhere around these parts. Was it in the piano room? I feel like it was in the piano room. I said I wasn't gonna explore everywhere, and now I'm, like, desperate for this information. Like, you would think it would be someone if it was a bonus picture. Woman in an elegant dress is depicted. I mean, it doesn't seem like that unlocked anything. Unless... they would have, like, talked about it, like, saying who that is. Arguably, it could have just been that she's not important enough. I think we probably still could have looked at this from the top, but if I'm down here, I might as well try to see if I can look at it from down here. Were the symbols on it? Yeah, camera's not really gonna work here. I remember seeing those other symbols. Maybe? Alright, well, down here is not really helping. They might have been on the Zoetrope. It's annoying. I definitely remember seeing them, not just the zodiac signs, but like the other things. Because I do need to rotate more than just the zodiac signs, I believe. Oh, what a great view of the yard. It looks nice with the fountain being clean. Oh, I'm glad we cleaned it. Look, there's something under the water. Yeah? Those look like symbols for the star signs. Pull out a camera real quick. Snap. All we really need is bow and arrow is gold bird. Cow is silver bird, I think. I know the star signs. That's what they are. Bow and arrow and cow. It might have just been this. I might have just seen the symbols on this desk, and that's what I was thinking about. Outer and inner circle is what I have. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. So I did not need what I thought I needed.
All right.
How's this?
Huh.
Oh, so it was some sort of mechanism.
Hey.
We should be able to open the door now.
Whew.
This should do it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's open.
Oh.
There's the ladder.
Yeah.
Let's take it down.
Dad.
That has got to be just past there.